Hello everyone. I have a question for you today. Do you really know that what is emotional maturity and do you have it? So let me tell you what is emotional maturity. Emotional maturity means we are responsible for and in control of our emotions. We know how to use our emotions as useful guidance, but we do not allow them to blind us to the perspective of others or to the uniqueness of each situation we find ourselves in. It can be helpful when trying to understand if you are or are not emotionally mature to take a quick look at the opposite, emotional immaturity. Yes, this can mean you are known for throwing adult temper tantrums, but not always. Another form of emotional immaturity can be quite the contrary. Some people's emotional immaturity is about avoidance. They believe that feelings are pointless and stupid and a sign of weakness even. Trying to cut themselves off from feelings, they tend to instead intellectualize everything. In either case, emotional immaturity can involve speaking before thinking when you upset and being unnecessarily hurtful. Starting sentences with "you make me feel" means you are blaming someone. Seeing your emotions as hard truth instead of just your experiences. You are focusing or even obsessing on certain details in disagreements. And you are keeping scores in relationships and often feeling the victim yourself. Taking revenge in little ways such as gossiping about people you do not like and turning to things like alcohol, party drugs or overeating to avoid your feelings. And having poor personal boundaries or keeping people at such a distance you do not need anyway. And lastly, secretly waiting for someone to save you from yourself. So now I'm going to tell you the 10 signs of emotional maturity. So then, how does life works if you are actually emotionally grown up? Number 1 is you are not afraid of your emotions. You are fine if you start to feel emotional because you know that emotions are normal, that we all at times feel sad, angry, joyful, thrilled, disappointed. You recognize that each emotion has its own gift. Whereas sadness helps you recognize joy and anger helps you know where you need to set a boundary. Point number 2 is you control your emotions instead of being controlled by them. You know how to let an emotion rise without overwhelming you, and you do not have to immediately overfold that emotion either. You can sit with it, explore it, get to know about it, and you can share it when you are ready to do so in a constructive over destructive way. Point number 3 is you know healthy tools to help you navigate otherwise. When you are feeling such big emotions, they are throwing you off kilter. You do not panic. Instead, you use tools to help you navigate them. This might be journaling, mindfulness, exercising, creativity, hitting pillows or a punching bag, talking to a trusted friend or meeting with a counselor. You are not afraid to admit it if you need support or any help. You are mature enough to know that reaching out is a sign of courage and strength, but not the weakness. Point number 4 is you see your emotions as useful guidance, not gospel truth. Emotions are true in that they are honestly what you are feeling here and now. If you feel mad, you feel mad, but they are not the truth. They are not a perfect descriptor of any given situation. Often our emotions are bigger than just the situation in front of us. As we are not really just mad at our partner as he is late for dinner. For example, we are mad at the last time he was late. It was because he had driven home a colleague you both know wants to be more than friends, and emotionally are only an indicator of your personal experience. Imagine a field of different flowers in the face of a storm. For the fragile orchid, the storm is terrifying. For a dandelion, maybe not. It is the same storm, but it is not going to be experienced the same. Point number 5 is you do not see the emotions of others as truth either. Not only do you recognize that your emotions can sometimes blind you, you know that this happens for others too. They might be working with a lack of information or be triggered and reacting to things from the past. It is not that you do not know how to defend your corner if someone is being unnecessarily aggressive. But emotional maturity means you still see them through the emotion. They are still that friend or colleague you know, and you won't argue and judge them solely on one emotional outburst. Point number 6 is you own your emotions. You know that the way you feel is a choice you are making, and nobody else can force you to feel anything. If someone cuts you off in traffic the day you got a promotion, you might just roll your eyes. If someone cuts you off in traffic the day you lose out on an investment, you might suddenly feel really very angry. The emotion is your choice, not dictated just by the situation. When you are disagreeing with someone, you use responsible language to show you own your responsibility. Point number 7 is, but you do not own other people's emotion for them. You know you are not responsible for someone else's unhappiness. Yes, you would love for the people you care about to feel good, but you know that it is up to them and it is not your job. Now, point number 8 is you know how to say sorry. If you do let your emotions get the better of you, you do go into blaming and dump your feelings on someone else. You do not let that throw you into a sea of endless guilt or more upset. You own up and apologize, then move on. Point number 9 is you need to understand that there is no scorecard. As well as knowing how to say sorry, you know how to accept an apology. So once the air is cleared, so is the score. You are not keeping a running tally of what the other person did wrong to you, and it won't be brought up in the next conflict or endlessly for the rest of your relationship with them. You know that is not emotional maturity but simply a manipulation. Now, last 10th point is you know the difference between an emotional outburst and a danger. Yes, you are emotionally mature enough to know when someone is just blowing off steam and to not judge them too harshly for it. But you also know when someone is no longer a safe zone. You do not mistake abuse for an emotional outburst. If someone might harm you, if they are in a state of rage, you do not feel responsible. You just have to leave that place. If they are being psychologically cruel and manipulative, you recognize the signs and you should walk away from that situation. So this is it for this video, and this is Divya from Tegunity Academy. We'll catch you soon in a very new video with some more amazing topics. Till then, goodbye. Take care.